Hello everyone, my name is Jason. I am an ISFP. You are watching my ISFP journey. Thank you so much for watching. Do please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. This is the second video in a series that I am doing on the core purpose, or the, getting at the heart of, getting at the core reason for existence of each of the 16 types. I started with the ISFP, and in this video, I'm going to go over the ISTP. Now, I'm hoping to knock out all of the IPs today, or at least today and tomorrow. So this is the ISFP, I've done the ISFP, this is the ISTP. I'll still need to do the INTP and the INFP, and then maybe next weekend I can turn to one of the other groupings, okay? But if you didn't watch the ISFP video, let me just recap real quickly on a basic concept here. As I've studied personality type theory more and more, I've come across these attempts that different people have had to sort of take different personality types that have some things in common and group them together, okay? So I want to look at the groupings that the ISTP falls into in this video. And then I want to take those different sort of definition groupings and overlay them on top of one another to figure out whether or not, when you take these different definitions and groupings and put them together, does it create a more clear picture of, in this case, who the ISTP is, or what the ISTP's core purpose or meaning for life or value is. So the first aspect of, or the first grouping definition that I want to look at is that of the SP. Now, SPs, according to one definition, are grouped together as artisans, okay? Or I like to think of it more as creators, those who produce something, all right? So like with the ISFPs, you can watch that video and see how I talk about how that comes out in the ISFP. In this video, we'll talk a little bit about how being a creator, a producer of something, comes out in the ISTP. Another grouping that ISTPs are put into or put under is that of the ST. Now, how are the STs defined? Well, in one theory, STs are defined as those who those who try to understand something in the physical world. So the STs are trying to gain a strong mental grasp on a concept or a reality or whatever that is tangible, that truly exists in the physical world. Now let's just take a quick moment to contrast that with the SFs. The SFs are valuing something in the physical world. The STs are trying to understand something in the physical world. Now, the final classification that the ISTPs would fall into is that of the IP. Well, who are the IPs? The IPs are those who have as their primary human need the need for significance, the need to sort of demonstrate to the world that they're significant, that they matter, okay? So ISTPs, much like ISFPs, could be people, and in many cases probably are people, who go through life already believing themselves to have something of significance to offer. But the only way that the group out there is going to realize that the ISTP has something of great significance to offer is if the ISTP offers something for the group to look at, to see. They need to produce something, and they are producers. So let's take these three concepts of the creator, producer, artisan, mixed with those who seek to understand something in the physical world, and then lay all that together on top of this need that ISTPs have for significance. How does that look? What does that come out looking like as a core definition for the ISTP? Well, this is how I see it, and this is how I think these definitions come together. The ISTP is going to take something in the physical world. Let's say the piano, just so that we can pick something and focus on it, okay? And is going to so seek to thoroughly understand the concept of the playing of the piano, but not just the concept, then taking it and actually physically mastering it, okay? So the ISTP is going to master something in the physical world by understanding it to the greatest degree that it can be understood. And then they are going to take that knowledge and skill, okay, because it's knowledge turned into skill, and then produce something in the physical world, in this case, music, that will then prove to the world that the ISTP, who's producing it, is significant, is unique, has something great to offer. So I can give you other examples of this, all right? So I have a relative who is, I believe, an ISTP and is a fantastic mechanic. He is amazing at working on cars. He buys cars. He restores them, maybe not always to exactly what their glory was when they were brand new, but only because he doesn't want to go that far. If he doesn't restore it to its glory of, when it was brand new, it's just because he doesn't want to go that far, not because he can't. He has the technical mastery over all things automobiles. He so completely understands the systems that make up how an automobile is put together, how it functions, what goes wrong with it, how it can be repaired, how it can be made to look again like it did whenever it was in its original form, so on and so forth, right? He has this technical understanding that he then turns into a skill, the skill of being able to fix automobiles, restore automobiles, so on and so forth. And he then produces something with that. He produces functioning, beautiful looking cars. He takes a vehicle that may have been run down, broken down, having problems. He purchases it. He fixes it with his knowledge, which he's turned into skill, and then he sells it. He does not keep a vehicle very long. Even vehicles that he loves, he doesn't keep very long. In fact, he's got a Corvette that I think he just sold, and it's orange, and I love orange. It's the most beautiful car, and I'm just like, oh, he sold that, which I knew he would sell it. He sells all of his cars. But he is using that understanding of something in the physical world, in this case, automobiles, to produce something, beautiful automobiles that run correctly. And then he presents them to the world through either driving them around and showing people or through selling them. And that's what he does the most. I think, I could be wrong, but I think part of the reason why he sells them very quickly, sometimes after he fixes them up, is not because it's not a business. I mean, it is a business, but he's not doing it just for business, right? He's not just buying a car, fixing it up, selling it. He actually is only buying cars that he really likes, cars that he himself would want to own and drive. And then he's fixing them up and then driving them for a while usually, and then selling them. And I think that is largely one of, not his only, of course, but one of his contributions to the world. He is showing his significance to the world by giving the world really this gift of his technical mastery and understanding of something in the physical world that he is using to produce these cars and then put them out there. Let's take let's go back to the musician example. Okay, a person who is creating music could create music for all sorts of different ways. All sorts of different reasons, right? An ISFP, when creating music, might create the type of music that makes the ISFP feel good or brings a certain level of emotion within the ISFP, or just the music that the ISFP likes. Whereas the ISTP, when creating music, might, I'm not saying this is always true, but might be mastering the musical concepts or instruments technically, and then showing the world what can be produced when someone has this excellent technical skill and mastery over the instruments or the mixing board or the computer system that's used to make the music or whatever. The technical mastery over all these things comes together in the ISTP to then produce something that shows the world, look at what can be done when you thoroughly understand everything that goes into this instrument or whatever, or this musical concept. And then they present that to the world. And that is demonstrating to the world the significance, let me say it this way, what the ISTP has to offer. That was kind of a butchered sentence, but I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. The ISTP puts it out there and says, I am valuable. I am important. I am significant. I play a significant role in this world, and I have something significant to offer to this world. Let me show you what I produced, because I have such a thorough understanding of something in the physical world that I then turned into mastery and created something awesome. That, I think, is what we get when we take these different, the SP aspect of the ISTP, the ST aspect of the ISTP, and the IP aspect of the ISTP, and overlay them, we get this. And you know what? It's awesome that we get this, because our world is such a better place that we have ISTPs out here doing these amazing things and producing these awesome things that show us what can be done when someone has thorough understanding and technical mastery over something in the physical world. And I, as an ISFP, someone who values things in the physical world, largely just because I like them, right? I place high value on things in the physical world because they're pleasant, they bring me joy, I like them. But I often find great value in what the ISTP produces. When my uncle, rolls out these cars that he's made to look so nice, I find great value in them. I look at them and I'm like, I love that car. That car is amazing. It's so beautiful. It's valuable to me. When my ISTP son makes music on his guitar, I'm like, wow, that is so valuable to me. I just love to listen to it because it's so pleasant and it brings me joy. He may be attacking it from the technical mastery standpoint, but I'm benefiting from it from the just sheer enjoyment, good feeling, and like standpoint. And I'm sure that that is the case with ISTPs across the board. Okay. So I hope that you found this useful. Do please leave comments if you see truth in what I'm saying. If you agree, if you say, yeah, man, I totally see that in the ISTPs that I know, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please do hit like if you found this to be beneficial, useful, entertaining in any way. Please, again, do subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourself an awesome day. Bye now.